my favorite part was definitely the night watches. I got a really good group, and all of us just sitting on watch together, drinking hot chocolate and coffee was great, as well as the snacks. I think that was my favorite part, as well as, I have to say, actually getting to Grand Turk and seeing land appear from the distance was probably the best feeling ever.
What was the most difficult part?
I would say at first, the most difficult part was getting used to living at sea, not being able to take a shower every day, and just being in a new environment, being so close to so many people,
What'd you learn from the voyage?
I gotta say, I learned a lot about myself as well as everyone else around me. Now there are people I did not know before this journey, and now I know them. And also, Dr. Theodore Francis taught us about Mary Prince and her legacy. So I learned a lot from him, and I learned about the connection between Bermuda and Turks and Caicos.
There's a rich history between Bermuda and Turks, which is very important for my DOB right now. So, and it was interesting to see the similarities, the architectural similarities, horticultural similarities. I kind of didn't want it to end because I was really enjoying it. I really like the rocking of the boat and whatever. People are cool, it's chill, and the stars were good. But the stars weren't good on the way back because the moon was, light floating. We saw the rocket.
The rocket, yeah. How did you feel when we first got on the boat and before the journey began?
I was excited that I got to do an ocean crossing for the first time on the Spirit. I thought it would be an enjoyable experience. I was slightly weary as I was crossing the ocean for the first time of many things, drowning, getting lost at sea, and the like. Thank you for agreeing with me. Thank you for agreeing. But once we were underway, it was very enjoyable, pretty safe. The only time I felt slightly nervous was when we had 5 to 6 and 20 something knots of wind, and it was like 2 in the morning, and you couldn't see anything. But other than that, it was a great time.
I would say the most enjoyable part was just being able to be on the sea. I love the ocean a lot. Being able to live on the ocean for 2 weeks, for a week and a bit, was truly amazing. Waking up every morning and having the sea breeze, and then going to bed watching the sun set over the ocean was just amazing. I think also seeing land for the first time after being at sea was a really cool experience. I was so excited. When we first saw land and seeing it come over the distance was a really exciting experience.
What would you say is the most challenging part?
I would say the most challenging part is adapting to living in an environment that's literally constantly moving. Even when the sea is quite calm, the boat is rocking a little bit. And getting used to that environment while also living with a bunch of different people when you're normally used to having a bit of personal spaces was definitely difficult for me at the beginning. But as the voyage went on, I really learned to embrace it, and I learned to embrace living with other people and having the opportunity to talk to them and sharing our challenges and our difficulties.
What did you learn?
I definitely learned a lot from this voyage. I mean, the purpose of our voyage was to follow in the wake of Mary Prince on her journey to Turks and Caicos, and we learned so much from Dr. Theodore Francis about the Atlantic world perspective, about Mary Prince's legacy as an enslaved woman who eventually spoke up to the Anti-Slavery Commission, and her narrative was so important in the bringing about of abolition. But I also learned so much about myself. I learned so much about how I work in a group, but also how I can persevere and deal with challenges. And I think what I've learned on this voyage will stick with me for a long time.
So the facts I learned about Mary Prince was she was born in 1788. She was born in Bermuda in Devonshire, and she served 14 years in Turks.
How would you rate your experience?
I'd say it's an 8. I mean, I wouldn't have said that earlier on the trip. When we first got to Turks and Caicos, I probably would have said a 3 or a 4. The voyage up, it was pretty crazy. It was also very long, and it seemed to drag on for days and days, but now that it's over, I would definitely probably do something like this again.
And it's impressive because it looks like that there are people that came from the same country as me that sailed that took the same route as we did. Just it took them longer, and they put work into what they did. The parts of most they just had slaves, but they put money towards building this, and it's impressive.
How did you feel when you left Grand Turk?
Excited, and also sad because I'm excited because I get to go to a place I was familiar with, but also sad because it's whole new country, the country that you're learning about, and how its history is intertwined with your country's history.
My favorite part about the Spirit, honestly, sitting out on the net when you're going over the waves as well as the open ocean. Watching the dolphins leap across the boat, that's really relaxing.
Learn about her.
Mm-hmm.
Just how she had a rough life, all them bruises. Her life was painful, real painful. She was got hit by her slave masters, treated unfair.
How would you have dealt with a slave master?
So I probably would have tried to run away like 500 times. Probably would have failed. I'd be last one, but it's whatever. I probably would have tried to run away still.
Well, altogether, it was pretty fun going down with the rocking of the boat and sailing. The sailing down was pretty, it was some good sailing down. But yeah.
How did you feel in Turks? Like, what do you enjoy?
Well, we arrived in Turks on my 16th birthday. It was pretty fun. It was good. We got to go to the museum. I learned some interesting stuff, and it just blew my mind how similar Turks is to Bermuda, like the architecture and the culture, and even the way that people speak down there is like spot on Bermudian speaking. So it was just crazy to me to see all of that, and then on top of that, be in a whole another country where there was just free roaming donkeys and dogs, which they call cakes, I guess. But it was in Turks. That was a once in a lifetime experience, and I really enjoyed it as much as I wanted to go back there. But I really enjoyed it.
So when we first got on the Spirit, we were automatically put into watch groups, and I had the time 8 to 12, so that was 8 to 12 at night, and then 8 to 12 the first thing in the morning. During our watches, we drove the boat, we did boat watches, boat checks.
Started liking things a little bit more, started enjoying things. Being at the helm was my favorite, just flipping the helm left to right, foot, starboard.
It's a bigger ship, so I mean, it's not that big compared to most other ships, but it's big enough to where it's sturdy, you don't think it's gonna just fall apart in the water.
Did you get seasick?
Yes, a lot. Almost every day on the way there.
What kind of kept you good? And sorry, to cut you off.
And then the first day when we were coming back, and then I was fine for the rest of the journey.
What kept you going to at least help you, find strength to keep on going for a little bit?
What kept me going? So that I had to keep going.
No turning back.
I had no choice. But the ocean.
If given the opportunity to sail on the Spirit of Bermuda again, would you?
Yes.
So during my time on the Sloop, I was split into a watch. My watch was 4 to 8, the best watch. That means I did 4 to 8 a.m. and 4 to 8 p.m. It was 4 hours on, 8 hours downtime. In my downtime, I slept. I read up on married friends. I filled out a booklet, those types of things. I also socialized and met new people, which was fun. Some of the duties we had to do was helm, ball watch, which is at the front of the boat, basically looking out to make sure we're not going to hit anything. Boat checks every hour, which involved going to check bilges on the boat to make sure we wasn't taking on water and things of the sort. So Mary Prince was a slave born in Bermuda. Actually, she was a woman that was enslaved in Bermuda, and she, at a young age, she was taken from Bermuda and she sailed on to Turks and Caicos via a sloop, much like the Spirit of Bermuda, which I traveled on, in which she was forced to work on the soap ponds in Turks and Caicos and break soap. So on the Spirit, we kind of followed her footsteps, how she went down there and the conditions she was forced to work in. The soap ponds are no longer used in Turks and Caicos. They actually don't break soap anymore. However, we're still able to see how she would have had to work in the heat and the sun and raking soap for hours and hours.
I would like to thank all the donors, especially the Centennial Foundation, for making this all possible.
I would like to thank all the donors and individuals that donated money to me to help make this journey possible.